Happy New Year, Internet! Did you all have a nice Christmas? Happy Hanukkah? Whatever. Now, with 2024 behind us, I thought it would be a really corking idea to look forward to the future by turning completely around and having a look at the year that has just gone. So for this video, we are going to have a look back at the state of the UK furry fandom in the year 2024. Now, before we get into the video, I just have to state that fandom-wise, the year was pretty good, but in real life, not so much. In late March, I had a bit of a health scare, which involved me being hospitalised for 24 hours. And then, to make matters worse, in October, I injured my back, and the month afterwards, I was made redundant from my job. So, great. As for the year in the fandom, how did this turn out? Well, January, nothing really happened, so we're going to skip right on to February, and February is ScotiaCon. If there's one thing travelling to ScotiaCon is doing for me, it's getting me acclimatised to using airlines for travel. Seeing as taking a train really from Gloucester all the way to Glasgow seems a bit impractical, seeing as one, it would take way too long, and of course taking a train would be way too expensive. Seriously, 200 quid for a train ticket? Even though I didn't do a video about it, on the whole, ScotiaCon was a really good experience. Weather was shit, and unfortunately it seems I brought some of that shitty weather back with me. But it was the year where I was a contestant on Shadow Raccoon's Price is Right, which is awesome. I didn't get to the grand prize in the end, but oh well, never mind. I didn't do a video on ScotiaCon, but if I did, on the whole as an experience, I would give it, say, a B+. It was just really not much to do in the schedule, and, well, the weather, really, being that far up north. March, as stated, well, I had to go to hospital for a health scare. But between then and April, it was just going to as many meets as I could, really. May, of course, was confuzzled, and to be perfectly honest, not the best confuzzled I have been to, and if you want more details on what happened, well, you can watch my Furry Fandom Stories video on it, link in the doobly-doo if you are interested. But looking back on it, remember what I said about being told to stop filming the opening ceremony and going through the con book and the rules for photography and videoing? It does say that the only instance where the convention does take umbrage with you recording something is if you record something and put it behind a paywall, like say on Patreon or something like that. And upon reading that, it made me think, was I told to stop recording because somebody in the convention staff thought I was pirating the opening ceremony? Also, one last thing about Confuzzle 2024, it was the year where the face paint returned. Like I said in my Confuzzled video, well, this year I thought, what the hell. As for the summer, it was just really attending meets and, say, Berkshire / Reading, and I did go to a meet in Bristol. And also in July, lo and behold, the local furry scene was revived as the Gloucester Fairs made a comeback. We've got our own venue now. It's a flipping sort of one of these community-run coffee shops, but it's run by some really nice people. Neighbourhood is a bit iffy, but it's run by some really good people. They've been really awesome to us, and the coffee's good as well. If you have been following the UK furry scene for all of 2024, you would notice that a new convention was announced. Awesome. Not only was it going to be a brand new convention, but also it was just half an hour down the road from where I lived. And I've got to say, it was a really novel idea to flipping get the local bus service to a convention. Now, if I was to do a video on Possum, to be perfectly honest, there were times where I did come across as, well, to be perfectly honest, quite bored. because, well, no event started until afternoon, and many of the talks in there were predominantly kink related, which is fine, you know, great, but not my scene. Well, they were kinks that really didn't float my boat. Well, at least I can say, hey, I went to a proper animals club and not the watered down version they have at Confuzzled. Now, obviously, it was their first outing, and I can honestly say, okay, yeah, there definitely were some growing pains here and there, but it's been confirmed for 2025. I am on the membership list. Well, I am on the members list, should I say, and sod it, I'll go along and see if they've learned from their first year. And when Pawsome was announced, a lot of people in the UK furry scene were basically approaching it with raised eyebrows and the impression of keeping it at an arm's length, because they were sort of concerned that it could be the UK's rainforest. However, there was another furry event that came really close to becoming the next rainforest. Now, I did not go to Furcation myself, but after witnessing the social media firestorm that flippin' followed that event, there are a lot of flippin' stories that led to the debacle of the new venue rejecting Furcation for its next year. And one story goes thusly. Now, in the beginning, the new holiday park that Furcation had chosen were very warm and welcoming for them, but as the convention went on, the attendees got more and more gestures that they weren't as welcomed as they originally thought. Seeing as the nature of many relationships in the furry fandom being same-gendered or same-sex relationships, the management of that holiday park did take umbrage with this, and also there were reports of people taking drugs and people expelled from the park and actually ghosting in other people's cabins. And then after the convention ended, one of the directors put up a post on Twitter basically slamming the park and the flipping company that ran that park. But that post got taken down and the board of directors had to issue an apology for that statement. And after I can imagine some back and forth with the new holiday park, I think it is safe to assume that this new venue for Furcation is now a complete and total washout. The management of the holiday park has especially said that Furcation is not welcome back there. So, in conclusion, I think it's safe to say that 2024 for the furry scene in the UK has been really good, with a couple of bumps in the road. If you were at any of these events or anything, what were your thoughts? And that wraps up another episode of Furry Fandom Stories. Again, if you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. As always, you can follow me on the website formerly known as Twitter at SandyBFox, and I'm also on Bluesky at sandybfox.bsky.social. And hopefully I will be seeing you at ScotiaCon 2024, while I'll be doing my own little personal talk about the Red Wolf series by Brian Jakes, and as usual I will be at Confuzzled and the late May bank holiday weekend. I'm Sandy Brushdell, and I'll see you in 2025 for another Furry Fandom story. But until then, take care and Happy New Year to all of you.